guys, Master John here. Today I'm going to go over a beginner side kick tutorial on doing my favorite kick, which is the side kick. So a good way to start is to have something to hold on to, like a chair or a wall. You could do this with partners. But essentially, just like it sounds, with a side kick, we're going to be kicking to the side. I will say that there seems to be a little bit of a difference between the way that the Japanese schools teach a side kick and Korean schools teach the side kick. So I'll describe what I think of as the Japanese side kick. Now we both pick it up basically the same, but a lot of times they angle their foot outward. They call this part of the foot the knife edge, and then they just simply shoot it from the side out and then bring it back. The main difference in the Korean version is that there's a little bit more hip rotation. So if you could see my supporting foot, I'm going to start off with my knee chambered, my foot up in the air, so not down like a roundhouse, but toes up, front hand right here. As the foot goes out, the hips are going to roll down. I'm shifting on my supporting foot and then coming back and then starting over. So it goes chamber, extend and roll the hip over, pull it back, and then put it down. You can do them in the air, just keeping it up, like pumping it. It's a little bit harder. Definitely helps to have something to hold on to. But chambering up, going out, retracting, and then putting it down. That would be our basic side kick. Once you've done that with the help of a chair, you can do it without a chair, and then chamber, extend, recoil, extend, and recoil. Do your best to keep your upper torso as upright as possible. You don't want to arbitrarily just lean way back to get your kick off. For one thing, if you're going to follow your kick up with a punch, it takes a lot longer to get from here back to here so that you can punch. So keep your upper body as upright as possible. Once you've done that, then you can practice starting by kicking on something. I would call this version of it kicking from your spot. Essentially, you need to be able to deliver the kick without a lot of telegraphic motion. So if you don't know how to practice and you're just saying, okay, I'm going to kick, and then every time you kick, you step up, that's like saying, here I come. And any good fighter is going to be able to pick up on that, and they're going to be able to get out of the way or counter against you. So what you want to do is start by touching the target with your fingertips, full length of your arm. That's a good range for your kick. So from here, I'm going to chamber, recoil, and then step down. The recoil is just as important as the kick itself. So go out and bring it back fast. There are some variations on this kick. I would call this a high chamber, meaning that I'm getting my knee as high as I can before I kick, really focusing on kicking with the heel. Okay, next version, I started off by saying don't step. I don't actually practice this one a whole lot because I don't want people to get into the habit of stepping, but you should know how to step. Now, depending on where the target is, sometimes you might just have to bring your feet together and then kick, or if the object is a little bit further away, you might want to take your kicking leg and slide behind yourself, which chambers your hips in a way where you'll get more power. If you go in front of yourself, that's going to mess you up. You're not going to be able to get a good kick. So first version, kicking from your spot. Second version, stepping up and kicking. And then third version is going to be sliding into the kick. This is the one that I would say is the most useful when you're sparring because it's very sneaky. So you have to start with maybe a little bit more weight on the back leg, and then this motion of your knee coming up is going to allow you to slide in. So it's really your supporting foot that's doing a lot of the work. This gets you a little bit closer. It doesn't telegraph what's about to happen. And so if I don't do the slide, I don't hit, I'm about that much too far away from the target, And then when I slide into my kick, then I can close the gap. Okay, one other thing I didn't mention yet is hand position. So I like to have my front hand extended out. When you're kicking on a target, there's really no consequence to where your hand is. But when you're sparring, if you have your hands up and then you kick and the person blocks and then they step into punch, then you're in sort of a bad position. This is almost creating like a little bit of a fence. So you can block and punch or something along those lines. So kicking from your spot, stepping into your kick, and sliding into your side kick. Those are the 3 ways to execute a lead leg side kick.